Hi drummers, Garey Williams is back for another reaction and analysis video. In today's video we're going to be checking out the one and only Carmine Appice. Let's see what he sounds like in this cool solo he's doing. Here we go. Hi-hat foot. Okay, all right. Some interesting stuff going on. Cool little video effects here. Obviously, back in '75, the drumming's come a long ways since then. Audience loves him. He built that idea, even though it was repetitive and he wasn't doing anything technically too fancy. He mixed it up enough and he gradually crescendoed, meaning brought the volume up just enough in the intensity where he kind of pulled the audience with him. I watched this cool modern drummer festival with Chad Smith playing, and he sat there and played the same drum beat for like several minutes. It was the biggest and almost most amazing thing about that was everybody's reaction, because they were expecting and so wanting a change. But in some respects, that sort of trance-like effect of doing the same idea and then just gradually building it and making it burn more and more really is exciting to the audience. Remember, the audience aren't drummers, so they don't understand sophistication. They understand ideas that they can, basically have repeated to them enough times to be able to really go, oh, that's what you're trying to say. And then you can build it slowly and bring them with you, and that's why they get excited. So sometimes simpler ideas have more of an emotional impact on people than more complex ideas. So now he's getting into some ideas where he's doing 2 up and 4 down, and maybe some more 2 up and 2 down. So he's broken away from that kind of kind of a triplet and more 16th note bass, and then sometimes he hinted at some triplet stuff there, and now he's going into some hand-foot stuff, maybe pulling out of the groove approach to soloing. Let's see where it goes from here. Okay, 4 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bass drum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4 up, 2, body up or body down. So, and then right here he's doing some 2 up, 2 down. Cool mixture of toms. Concert toms. The gong! Mostly singles and triplets. Then kind of a shuffle between the bass drums. More just 16th notes. Whoa! Now he's done with the bass drums going. So kind of mixture, and I couldn't really tell what his hands were doing because the feet were sort of dominant dynamically. When you do more intricate stuff with your hands, you don't usually play quite as loud. Of course, if you're playing something like simple single strokes between the feet, right foot's going that fast, left foot's going that fast, alternating. You can just thump on it and play very powerfully, of course. So sometimes the more delicate stuff when you're playing double bass can be buried by too much volume. So at this point now, we're starting to hear the hand and feet combinations working together because he's playing louder single stroke triplets with the 16th note bass drums, and then it's just opening up. Great singles. You can see his hands look like Bonham's hands almost. All right, here we go. I love the hi-hat bar. Yes! Nice! Oh, and it got him to beat up. Yes. Audience participation. Ooh. Sounds like in a... Goes back to that. One, two, three. All right. We could listen to it out, but we're going to pause and we're going to talk about this Mr. Carmine Appice. The classic rock drum solo. Beautiful build. I mean, again, not sophisticated compared to the drumming solos of today, but he was a great musician behind the drums. He built those solos nicely. He came way down, kind of did sort of an echo to the In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida drum solo. His bass drums actually sound a lot like the bass drums on the recording to that, where they didn't have a very big kit, but they used some flanging and kind of special recording effects to make it sound like the drum set was quite large. Carmine has a pretty large kit. One of the earlier double bass drummers, along with Tommy Aldridge, and of course I did a reaction analysis video on Louis Bellson, who is considered to be the first double bass drummer. Some interesting stuff he did there. Right at the end there, he was kind of just playing again that, and then his hands were kind of ride cymbal was doubling up with the right hand, and then sometimes you go from this, dude, where you mix it up to where it'd be 2 up, 2 down occasionally, but mostly he was just keeping the ride cymbal time and doing some like 2 against 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2. He had that cool little threesome theme to it, which to me is kind of back to the dotted quarter note feel that's sort of reminiscent of triplet bass or jazz music. And then he had that, just kind of that essence of 3 there, even though the rhythms were shaka-dicka-dicka-dicka-dicka-dicka, he still had that 3 feel with the 2 over the top of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That kind of cool stuff that he's doing. So very cool solo, very musical. Again, the audience loved it. He was able to take them on peaks and valleys, came way down and brought them back up. And he really had them in the palm of the hand. He brought the band back in very nicely. So definitely an excellent classic arena style rock concert drum solo. And we can see why a lot of us have been influenced by the great Carmine Appice. I went through his book, Realistic Rock, back in high school. And of course, I watched him at a clinic telling the story of how he was in the band where Zeppelin opened up for him, and that he called up Ludwig and said, hey, yeah, there's this band named Led Zeppelin. I think they're going to be big. And that John Bonham got his Ludwig drum endorsement via Carmine Appice's assistance. And apparently had the same kit, double bass, but didn't like the second bass drum and the other guys in the band. And Led Zeppelin didn't care for it either, apparently. And so we had the classic single bass drum kit. But a lot of the stuff that we hear from John Bonham was influenced by some of the earlier stuff he heard, because of course all of us are influenced by the predecessor drummers that we've listened to prior to the ones that we're hearing today. So anyways, I hope you liked this reaction and analysis video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Let me know if you want any drum lessons to have me help you understand and show you how to do these cool things these drummers are doing. And until then, I'll see you on the next reaction and analysis video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.